This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
Hi, my name is Igor Kheifets, and this is The List Building Lifestyle, the only podcast which delivers cutting-edge conversion strategies from the online trenches straight to your earbuds. Download the transcript of today's episode and all future episodes at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. I also invite you to grab a free copy of the Wealthy List Builder Survival Guide at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com/survival. And now, once again, it's time to claim your list building lifestyle.
Welcome back to another edition of List Building Lifestyle, and I am noticing a pattern in this set of recordings. Everybody out there knows we batch our recordings, but we've been going long on these episodes, and I don't know if it's that you missed the listeners or you got a lot to talk about. Why the hell have we been going so long, Igor?
I guess we just had a lot to say.
We missed one recording session last time, and we're like doubling up. Oh, we got to get it all in.
Well, you know, John, when you talk about something, well, I don't know about you, but when I talk about something that is personal to me, that I care about, then I'm sure you notice this. Anytime we have an episode about my father, you know, or something like that, it goes on and on and on because there's so much. So, yeah, when we're talking about like who's the right type of person to use solo ads, what's better, Facebook ads or solo ads, you know, that sort of stuff. That's my life. That I live this thing. So obviously I have a lot to say about it.
Yeah. I look, I enjoy it, and I like our new dynamic. I almost wish other people could join us on this, but I love being able to see you when we're recording this because I can see the passion. And then if I see that, I'm like, all right, we got to go more into that direction. So I think that has also helped the dynamic. So,
yeah, I mean, you insisting on doing the whole video thing and video chatting, at first it creates the feel as if we're recording in the same room, which is awesome. Second, you get to see my awesome, coffee shop environment. So you get to live the list building lifestyle with me a little bit. But yeah, like interacting back and forth with body language and it just so much more organic. And I'll be honest with you, I have a confession to make. It was really hard for me the first 50 episodes with you.
Oh yeah?
Like I really struggled to come up with things to say, but it seems like now that we're recording, when I say something, I see you nodding your head or you're like, rolling your eyes or something like that. Like it helps. It really helps.
Funny. All right. So what do you have in store for us today, Igor?
Well, I want to answer the question that's on everybody's mind, especially anyone who's listening to the show and anyone who's going to be listening to the show down the road. That is, how do you build your list with solo ads really, really fast? And so the big misconception about this part of the whole process is that there's actually two misconceptions. A, some people buy solo ads to make instant sales and they treat it as if it's SEO, where you optimize your website for an instant solution keyword. Like, let's just say you locked yourself out of your home. And so what do you Google in that case? Like
locksmith.
Locksmith, right? So locksmith, that's right.
What the?
So a locksmith is an instant solution that you need right now because you're like stuck outside the door in your bathrobe, whatever, in your slippers, and you need to get back inside quickly. So naturally, when you Google that stuff, you need A, somebody who can come in right now, and B, somebody who's close by, and C, you're ready to give them money now. No matter what's going on in your life, you're ready to give them money right now. And so that's what SEO and a lot of Google AdWords is. You're optimizing for instantaneous keywords. Now, this is not the case with solo ads, where some of the prospects you're going to be generating will be ready to take action right now, especially the 10%ers. And we discussed who they are in the previous episode. These are the people that are just crazy about the particular category you're marketing. So be it business opportunities, be it weight loss programs, be it, Apple computers or whatever else. They're just going to jump on this thing every single time because that's what they do. They're the 10%ers. And these are going to be by far your most profitable customers and the ones who are easiest ones to sell. However, a lot of them won't. And so this is where the whole concept of list building comes in. So the first thing to understand when you're using solo is that you absolutely have to play this game to build your list, right? You can't be playing this game in a short-term form. You have to play it for the long haul. So it's not It's not the kind of the touchdown thing, right? It's not one play for a touchdown. You're playing to win the season. So you have to keep things in perspective, which is why list building is so important here. And the second thing, the misconception a lot of people have about how to build a list of solo ads fast is that they think it's all a matter of a budget, like how deep your pockets are. So if you want to build a big list fast, then all you have to do is just drop 10 grand into it, and that's it. It guarantees you a huge list. Well, chances are it does guarantee you a huge list, but it also guarantees you're going to overpay big time for these leads, and it doesn't guarantee you sales necessarily, or that you're going to be profitable with that list, and that that list might even end up being a dead list too. So your $10,000 investment will go out the window.
That's something that's why it was always unattractive to me, the biz op and stuff, because it always seemed like you were building somebody else's list and not your own.
Yeah, there is an element of truth to that for sure, where you build someone else's company, you build someone else's brand, and you end up spending money to advertise somebody else. So you're doing them a huge service. However, that is only true if you, on your own, can create a brand like that, can create a system like that, can create a product like that, or a product funnels. We're going to be chatting about it in a minute. So if you're just starting out, or if you're somebody who does not want to do all that work, and let's face it, I mean, to create a system like that, let's just say a program like Mob, right? It took Matt Lloyd a good 4 years to create it.
Wow.
I remember Matt Lloyd before he opened up Mob. He created information products. He wrote sales letters. He created, webinar presentations. He invited like guys from the speaking empire to perfect the presentation that can turn into an automated webinar. Like that thing is years and years in the making. So when you're coming in, and even though you're paying a high ticket investment, to get the rights to that system so you can license it and so you can promote it, I mean, that's a huge shortcut. You're saving a lot of time and a lot of money too, because it costs him way more money to develop it than it's costing you to buy it from him. So the two misconceptions, A, playing it for the short term, and B, trying to come in with deep pockets, are going to kill you. Literally going to wipe you out, and you have to get rid of them. So, but now if you have the mindset of a list builder, okay, the first thing to understand, it's not the size of your budget, it's the momentum that you're going to create with it. So in other words, if you're trying to decide whether to take out a loan for $5,000 and drop all of it into a promotion versus, investing $300 per month into your solo ad campaigns, okay, or $300 a week or something, I would go with the momentum builder. So there's constant stream of new traffic coming in. Now, why do you want to do that? First off, what you want to do is you want to create a sense of progress in your business. So from a mental standpoint, it's really useful to see leads coming in every day. Second, by having leads coming in every day, slowly, you're able to slowly but surely optimize your marketing. Because the other element of being able to build your list really fast with solo ads is your follow-up. And not just, by the way, not just your email follow-up, which we're talking a lot about on the show. Aggressive daily email follow-up, if you have to do it twice a day, 3 times a day, but be aggressive about it, be unapologetic, and be hitting them hard, okay? Your job is to get anyone who's capable or wanting to purchase, or both, to create that first transaction, or to drive them off your list. That's the two purposes you've got. Anything that's in between, that's not what you're trying to do here. So
buy or die,
or unsubscribe, or yeah, absolutely have to get that first sale. So some people will act right away. Other people will act only after they go through your follow-up sequence. Okay, so that's a really important element. And it also allows you to create the cash flow in addition. Okay, get some cash flow going on so you can support that momentum. Now, in addition to the follow-up through email, there's other ways you can follow up. Okay, the first thing you can do is you can retarget. Really important. Facebook allows you today, it allows you to, first off, place a pixel, right? So you can place a retargeting pixel for Facebook and for Google AdWords if you want to, on your landing page, on your thank you page, on your product buyer page, whatever. And you can retarget that traffic through other networks. And the beautiful part about it is that, at least on Facebook, that I know, the retargeting audience is your audience, which means they're not as strict about it. They're not as strict about kicking you out if you say something wrong, whatever. Like there's less of a chance. Like I have a friend who ran just a completely ridiculous ad that broke all the rules, broke all the terms and conditions, and they did not ban him and he did it for 2 months. And the only thing that I could possibly think of is that he was doing a custom audience. He was running it to his own audience, that he sent a bunch of traffic from, where was it, like a blog or media buy or something, and then he ran the retargeting ad through Facebook, and the guy broke all the rules and they didn't ban him. So eventually I started researching this, and I stumbled into a video by Tanner Larson, who's a Facebook ads / e-commerce expert. And he said that the retargeting / custom audiences are your audiences. So it's kind of like having a list, which means that not only you're building your real list with emails, but you're also building a retargeting list, which is a pixelated list, if you will. And now you can run some ads to that audience too. Now, try not to break the rules, though. Try not to say make $1 million in 20. Like but you can run something along the lines of how Matt Lloyd, made $7 million in his first year online or something. Like whatever the ad creative is for Mope today, you can do stuff like that. So it's not promising result, but rather implies a case study, if you will. That's the better approach. So that's one type of audience you can build. The other type is you can upload your email list. So you've been running solo ads for a month, okay, and you've built this list of, say, 1,000 prospects that are potentially good fit for your product. So you can export your list from Aweber, GetResponse, SendLane, Infusion, whatever, and you can upload it as a custom audience into your Facebook ad account. And what you've created is now an audience of people that if the email they use to sign up with you matches their Facebook email, they will be now a part of that audience. So you can, again, run ads to them in addition to what they're seeing in the inbox. So what happens now is that you're winning here simply because of the sheer volume and frequency, okay, of your presence in their life. So they're getting emails from you every day. They're seeing you on their Facebook feed every day. They're seeing you on their Instagram every day, because Facebook and Instagram are now the same company. And so whenever you run ads on Facebook, they're also appearing on Instagram. And even if you're using Audience Network on Facebook, what happens is they play Angry Birds, and they can see little ads in Angry Birds too. So see how that happens? So now there's multiple media where you're engaging them. And we've spoke many, many times before in the show that familiarity breeds trust. So what happens is you're now like blanketing them. Is that a word? Blanketing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Blanketing them with you, so they start paying attention. Okay, there's you kind of break through the ad blindness, if you will, if your ads are any good, of course. Okay, so that's as far as your email follow-up, or I'm sorry, it was your follow-up strategy in general. Okay, now the other thing that's really important, and this could be actually like a deal breaker, okay, for somebody who's running traffic, it's your funnel. And here's what I mean. I remember having a prospect apply, find out how much we charge, and we charge a lot. We go way over $1 per click. And he came back almost cussing at us.
Why?
Yeah, so I mean, why would you cuss at us if all we're doing is just, that's all we do. We just sell solo ads, and why would you get angry about it?
Obviously, Dennis did something. He asked too many questions.
Of course, Dennis had a lot to do with it. But basically, what happened is this guy got upset with us because we charged too much per click, because he's selling a $2 report on how to not get scammed by the gurus. So the first mistake is, of course, selling something like that. Okay, nobody's going to pay $2 to find out how to not get scammed by the gurus. People just don't value that information.
It sounds like a scam.
Exactly.
$2, what?
Yeah, and you have to sell a lot of $2 reports, I'm talking hundreds of them, to recoup your investment on a media buy. Now, and he got upset because he came back and he said, look, I got to sell 400, I got to make 400 sales with you guys to break even. So, that's why you don't sell $2 reports or $7 reports. What you need to do, especially with the ever-rising advertising costs. Now, you may argue that I'm expensive, but, you can't really get clicks on Facebook for a competitive, interest, if you will, because it's not a keyword there, it's an interest, for less than $2. I mean, I've been optimizing like crazy recently, and the lowest I could get was $1.20. Okay, $1.20 for a super competitive interest. So, but that's after thousands of dollars in testing. So moving forward, I'll be able to pay that, but until now, I paid a lot more. And so my point is that you should just assume that ad costs will be rising all the time, just like gas prices will be rising all the time. And as the real estate expert, JR, will confirm, I hope, that real estate prices will be rising all the time because it's just the name of the game. It's always going to go up. So you need to sell a high ticket offer, and you need to have a deep funnel.
Deep funnel. That's an
A deep
interesting
funnel.
term. I've not heard that before. What is a
Yeah,
deep
deep
funnel?
funnel means a funnel that starts with either a low entry, but better a mid entry, like price point, and goes all the way up to multiple 5-figure offers.
Wow.
So an example is something like Mob, where you start with a $49 investment, but you can get all the way up to like 60 grand or 50 grand or something like that.
Wow, really?
Yeah, Digital Altitude, same thing. You start off with, you can start with a $1 trial, with a $27 thing or a $37 thing, but you can go all the way up to 50. And so the reason it's so important is because out of those who get the lower entry thing, okay, but again, it cannot be $7. You can't count on that to help you make money. Out of those who get the lower entry, the programs are designed to get people ascending, okay? Just ascending through the offers, because each section unlocks the next one. It's called the graduation model. It was invented originally by, I think it was by Dan Kennedy, but the first person who coined it this way, who called it graduation model, was Eben Pagan. One of the smartest marketers I think we ever witnessed to work in this industry. So, the graduation model is absolutely critical if you would like to not only sustain yourself in an ever increasing advertising cost, marketplaces, but also to really have a thriving business where you can do a really good job serving your clients. Okay, because you won't be able to acquire clients any other way. And if you can't acquire clients in the very early stages of your business, you can't get clients because you don't have anything else going on for you. You don't have any publicity, you don't have any authority, you don't have any content, that you may publish on some like authority websites or something like that. You have to buy your customers. And you will only be able to do that if you have a deep funnel, high ticket offer or system that you're marketing.
Right. So what I'm understanding now, the deep funnels have a freaking back end.
Yes.
Have a back end, because that's the problem is most people, and you must see it all the time. I used to be like this, is like, I need traffic. What's traffic going to do for you if you've got nothing on the back end for them? And another thing, and we've talked about it before, is knowing your customer value, because if you know your customer value, then you know what you can pay to acquire them. And that was one of the big things that I was lacking. And then I went into Facebook ads and I'm like, well, customer value is anywhere from 6 to 8 grand, and I can spend this much to acquire a customer. So I hear you saying, know your freaking numbers.
Absolutely. But, I didn't want to mention in this episode because I'm assuming anyone who's asking the question of how to build a list fast with solo ads is probably not there yet mentally. And the thing that I want to avoid as much as possible, and it's really hard, of course, to do that with my strategies, because I send you like 15 emails in the first 7 days of you joining my list, and there's like 140 something episodes now that you can listen to on this website. But I don't want to overwhelm too much. So, as promised in this episode, I wanted to outline the general principles of operation when you're trying to build a list fast with solo ads. But yeah, money math. Okay, money math is the single most important type of math any business owner can master, regardless of what they do, the niche they operate in, or what they sell. Because if you don't know your money math, especially at the later stages of your business, right? Not when you're just getting your feet wet, but when you like established yourself and now you're willing to really start scaling things up, you have to know what it costs you to acquire a customer. What kind of revenue are you producing per customer on average? Is there a difference between a customer who stayed with you for 3 months versus the one who stayed with you for 6 months, right? So money math is, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to, John. It's just very, very important stuff.
The point here that I want to bring it back around to, because yeah, list building is a very fundamental thing. It's also very basic, but having that idea that there's a bigger picture than just building the list, I think that's important for folks to know, is what is the purpose of that list at the end of the day? Because I spent years building a list and I wasn't selling them anything. So a list without sales is useless.
Yeah, in fact, one of the most common questions I get as well, especially since launching the show, and we did an episode about this, is how to bring a list back from the dead, right? So if you have a dead list that you've built, how do you squeeze something from it? Because a lot of people, they build something and then they don't email it, they don't follow, they don't send additional offers, and the list just dies out because they forget about you and you're no longer relevant in their life. So their email may still be the same email and they're still active, but you're not relevant anymore. And so, the purpose of building a list, like you said, goes way beyond the opt-in, which is where most people stop, right?
Yeah.
The plan, like, it's like the difference between the American companies, like whenever a new American company starts, and a Japanese one. So Japanese companies, they require you to have like a 20-year plan.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can't really do much, and you aren't even considered like a business, or they don't take you seriously unless you have a 20 or 30-year plan, what you want to achieve and how you want to do it. While in America, nobody's thinking beyond tonight,
Let's get some seed money. So I've taken you off track about building a list fast, but it was for the purpose of knowing the importance of a list. Let's go back to that fast list building.
Well, I'm actually done.
You're done? All right. So I didn't take you
Yeah.
off track. I took you right where you needed to go.
Exactly.
All right. So then what do you have coming up for us next time?
Something weird happened. Well, maybe not weird, but just awkward. A couple of weeks ago, a client of mine who's been getting traffic with me got his autoresponder account shut down.
Oh.
And, he shared this concern with me. He literally said, look, my heart is racing. I feel like my entire world has been shaken. It was a really bad time for him. Now, I did my best to help him through it. But I realized that I forgot what it's like, because I had like 7 or 8. I mean, I actually had 2 autoresponder accounts shut down this week. So,
oh, wow. This week?
But yes, this week. But I don't take it the same way anymore, right? But he's just starting out. And when he shared how he feels, it reminded me how I felt when I had my first autoresponder account shut down. I decided that it was time to perhaps walk the beginners through something like that, because anyone who's a serious marketer, and I mean like Kern, Bronson, my mentor Tom Beal, like anyone really who markets, had autoresponder accounts shut down. In fact, most even had merchant accounts ban them, right?
Yeah.
So I really want to describe what it's like and share what you can do when somebody like Igor or GetResponse comes in and just pulls the carpet from underneath.
All right. I'm looking forward to that. So that is a wrap for another episode of the List Building Lifestyle Show. Thank you, Mr. Kheifets. Thank you, list builders, for tuning in, and we will be back in your earbuds next time.
Thank you for listening to the List Building Lifestyle. Make sure to subscribe on iTunes or Google Play to never miss an episode. Because who knows, just one conversion tactic we share on the show might double your list and double your business. Download the transcript of today's episode and all future episodes at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. And don't forget to claim your complimentary copy of the Wealthy List Builder Survival Guide at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com/survival. This is Igor Kheifets, and until next time we talk, have a good one.
This is the podcastfactory.com.